Hey guys, this is Comic and today I am doing an iZombie Season 2 review. So, for iZombie, loved the show, but was never able to review the show episode by episode, because it's on at 9 on the CW on Tuesdays, and that's the day and the time when we do our Frontline Live. So there's a lot of television shows on for Tuesday, and it's just kind of hard to review everything. There's a lot of good TV shows in general that are on that I can't review episode by episode. So with iZombie, I usually do a season overview. We'll probably do the same thing with Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt when that is, once I finish binging that, because that airs tomorrow. Hopefully I'll have that up next week. And also, possibility of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. season review. I am really behind on it though, so I'm like 5 episodes behind. I'm actually behind as much as, I guess, since its return from the mid-season finale. So, very behind on that show. Another show I'm planning on probably doing a season 1 overview for is Quantico, because I'm really enjoying that show. But let's start talking about iZombie Season 2. Now, iZombie Season 1, I did an overview, I did an Episode 1 review, and I loved the first season. It was only, I think, like 16 episodes. It was very short for the CW, but I thought the pacing was so well done. And now, with the new season, we have about 20 episodes. We got like 4 more episodes for the season, or maybe it's 13 episodes for season 1. But it was a shorter amount. And now here we're getting, a couple more episodes this season. It did end earlier than some of the other CW shows, but that's kind of my biggest worry, is it too many episodes? Can it handle that? And I'm really happy to say yes they can, and they totally deliver this season with even more action-packed story. The way I realized how much this show is brilliant at pacing is when I was, I'm usually caught up with the show. I watch it the day after it airs. I'll go on Hulu and watch it, or at least definitely the week of. I'll watch the episodes. I'm usually never really behind on iZombie, but my dad also watches the show, and he was a little bit behind on the show, so I was just doing homework or whatever, and he was watching like maybe 3 episodes before, 4 episodes before. I'm like, wow, so much has happened since those episodes had aired. So, really with every episode, the pacing's so great, and if you see from the beginning of the show what was going on with Major and just all the characters, and then leading us to the finale, it was just so much great progression and so many good introductions to new characters too. Some new characters we have here is Drake, who's the love interest for Liv, and he has a lot of twists and turns to his character, because he, at first is just like the zombie bodyguard, you think, and then he ends up being a police officer. You think he's dead, then he's not dead, then he's dead again. So you have that new character, which he was very likable. One of the a character I guess you could feel for, but I don't know if she was totally likable, was the roommate, who was also the daughter of Max Rager. You felt bad for her because she had a horrible father, but at the same time, she did follow her father's plans and everything, and so yeah, she was kind of likable because of everything she's gone through, but she wasn't a totally likable character. And when she moves out in the season, you're like, yes, finally Peyton's back. And that leads us into actually our main characters of the season. Peyton is a character that was on and off for the show, because Ali Mashak is not a series regular. Hopefully season 3 she will be, because I love her character. But I really think they utilized her character so well. Especially once she actually returned and said, alright, I understand you're a zombie, I processed it, now, we could deal with this. And then we kind of have this Scooby Gang kind of forming, because everyone does know, or at least the main friends of Liv do know that she's a zombie. So you have Major, you have Peyton, then you have Robbie, with a lot of the episodes just like kind of teaming up and figuring out what to do with the mystery, or the overall mystery with Max Rager. So Peyton was just a great supporting character. Always liked her for that, and I think she's a great friend to Liv, and hopefully we'll get to see more of her, because we're kind of left on a cliffhanger in the finale of what would happen to her and Robbie, because they're still kidnapped by the end of the episode. You definitely still have a cliffhanger there. And then going into the other characters, Robbie, I will say, his character doesn't progress as much, but he's still a very good supporting character. He has, a lot of comedic relief, and there are a lot of great emotional scenes with him once he finds out what's going on with Major. Also, his love on and off again thing with with Peyton. That's kind of the big continuation of Ravi's character. Now, in the scope of the other characters, he probably doesn't have a lot, but he still had a lot of good material this season, which was important. And then Blaine. Blaine, I think, was, I don't want to say the disappointment, but I think he was a little bit better in season 1 than he was in season 2. Just a little bit, because he's still a great character and great villain. And David Anders is amazing as Blaine. But, yeah, Blaine, you know, he had this memory loss thing, which I still don't really know where they're going with that. You know, I think it was more of like the tension of this could happen to Major if the cure happens, or is Blaine faking? So that plot line kind of, I think could add a bit more consequences, but I guess it was just fun to see David Anders, you know, do the whole mind loss thing, and then that also brings a little bit more to the love triangle between Ravi, Blaine, and Peyton. So Blaine, again, had a little bit more in season 1, but season 2, I think, you know, especially for a character that wasn't the main villain anymore, they definitely utilized him very well, because some shows would be like, oh, let's, like, make him own like a cupcake shop or something, you know? I think they did a good job at integrating him into the main story, even though he wasn't the big bad of the season. And that actually leads me into the big bad of the season, which was Max Rager, where I thought Max Rager was actually going to be a bigger big bad, like our whole series big bad, but they're like, no, we're iZombie, we do everything really quick and in a good way. We have so much storyline, there's so many twists and turns, we can kill off Max Rager and have his daughter eat his brains, totally. And I loved, again, the actor who played Max Rager too, had such great charisma as the character, and he is a big bad you love to hate because of his personality and everything he put our characters through. It makes me curious where season 3 is going to go. They kind of end it on this note where it's going to be more about the zombies again, and maybe a zombie villain this next season, and seeing the scope of the zombie world a little bit more in the next season, because Max Rager is not the villain anymore. They're kind of done with that plot for now, or for a while, because he's dead. So I don't know if his company will come again and be prominent, but for this season it seems like it's over. That leads me into Major and Liv, I would say our two big characters, obviously, of the show. Major is my favorite character of the show. I love his progression, and I love the actor also, and the way that Major develops this season, where you see him as the monster hunter to save Liv, and he gets himself into so many crazy situations, just like he did in season 1, where you're like, oh, you know, how is Major gonna get out of this one? And he really digs himself into a hole this whole entire season. We were like, oh my god, how is Major going to get out of this? And he ends up, you know, telling the truth finally. And then you see how Liv reacts to that and how Ravi reacts to that. And then, by the end, he becomes a full zombie. How is that going to, you know, affect Liv and Liv in his relationship? That's gonna be huge. I'm really excited to kind of have two main zombie good guys on the team too, and we'll see, you know, the cure thing might still be prominent, but I am really excited to see Major as a zombie and what that means for Liv and Major's relationship, because their romance is a lot of fun to follow too, which was a big theme in this season. And now moving on to Liv, and I'll talk about Clive too, but moving on to Liv is our main character, and Rose McIver as Liv is amazing, and the different mysteries we have this season were weaved in so well. There was the quirky mysteries like the woman who owned a coffee shop, or the really intense mysteries, and they interweave the mystery so well, which is something that Rob Thomas, we know, does well from Veronica Mars, and they did it again here, and it doesn't seem like a serialized show where it's like, oh, here's the mystery, and here's, you know, some little interaction between our main characters to further their plot. It's like, no, they're able to connect these mysteries, connect overall bigger mysteries, and have more than one big mystery throughout the season. The way they weave it is brilliant and was great in season 2. And again, seeing the different brains that Liv was on during the show and during the season were really entertaining. It is also another important part of the show, another entertaining part of the show. And I'm excited to see that for Major. It was actually a lot of fun to see Liv and Major share brains and them having the same attitude and seeing how the other characters react to it. Like Peyton's like, oh, you're on this brain now? Okay, cool, we'll deal with that. Now, last character I want to talk about is Clive, because he had a big progression in the end. Now, Clive has been on the outskirts, doesn't really, I mean, he hasn't really poked too much into the zombie thing. Like, this season is more about the whole meat, massacre thing from last season. Of course, that's very close to the zombie theory, but he never says, oh, do zombies exist? He never really had that thought cross his mind. But by the end of the season, he is forced to know that zombies exist, and then Clive's like, oh, that makes sense, but zombies, really? And that's going to change the dynamic of the show a lot, because the whole point of the show is that Clive doesn't know, and then Liv, you know, is a psychic. So what are the I guess the episode mysteries going to look like now that Clive knows? And what mysteries are they going to face? Is it going to be the same formula as Season 1 and Season 2? Again, very interesting aspects. So, Season 2 of iZombie amazed me by, again, having a lot of episodes, but being able to have so much story in each episode, and the pacing would be really well done for the show, which is usually doesn't happen with these type of formats for a show that is a mystery show. It doesn't really have that many, it does have twists and turns, but it has more episodic twists and turns. This is twists and turns for the whole entire season, and great character development. So for me, the only negatives for iZombie Season 2 were some of the plot lines that weren't hashed out in Season 2 and kind of forgotten. The family plot line, which was totally forgotten, which I'm kind of happy about because it didn't really add too much to the show, but kind of wish they canceled out that storyline a little bit easier. So I would have liked that. And also, I guess the Blaine storyline with the whole I don't remember stuff could have been developed a little bit better. And that's pretty much it there. Negatives though, I thought this season was really well done. So for me, I gave this season 4.5 stars. Watch iZombie if you haven't. It's such an under the radar show that deserves praise because of the cast, because of the writing, because of everything. So watch iZombie. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. This is Comic Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. Don't forget to like my Facebook page. Also, description below, there are links for my comic book, Like Father, Like Daughter. And don't forget to like the Facebook page of Like Father, Like Daughter. I'll see you guys later.